Gen Z podcast.
Hello, my Gen Z podcast cousins! Arlene Peterson, also known as that comedy chick in the building. And to my left, you're right, my left. What? You guys know them as their names, I forgot it.
Side character number one.
Copper and Choka. I think that's the Copper and Choka. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm sorry.
Choka.
Not so bad. It could have been something worse.
Yeah. But you gave us nicknames.
Okay.
How did you get Bubbles?
Because basically I spoke a lot when I was a youngster. So I grew up as a twin. I was born as a twin. En nicknames is mos baie op die street. Jy moet 'n nickname hê. So he became Troubles.
And you became
For
Bubbles.
obvious reasons. And I became Bubbles. Not Michael Jackson's monkey.
Okay.
Get that away. Didn't you know Michael Jackson's monkey's name was Bubbles? And the dolphin in SpongeBob SquarePants is also Bubbles. So din jy nie. Ek het net gebabbel. Babbel. Nou word ek betaal om te babbel.
Isn't he also a Powerpuff Girl?
Bubbles is also Powerpuff Girl. Yeah, you're right. You actually know something. Wow. Okay, now I'm impressed. Now I'm here. I'm impressed.
Welcome, Choka. How are you feeling today?
Yo, to the audio listeners. To the audio listeners, this is Rizaan, but you can call me Choka.
It's official on the Gen Z podcast. Choka.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I actually wrote down we have Arly P in the place to be.
Yo, guys. Not a lot of people know that, but before I became a stand-up comedian, I used to be very prominent in the church spaces, right? So that's where my career started. So I used to MC Auntie Dinge's 80th birthday and dan Taiki's Haiti. And then I was looking for a name. And like Cardi B just came out on Hip Hop Atlanta. And I was like, Cardi B. Arly P. It makes sense. Arly P. But then lockdown came. And I was like, when I join people's lives, they would say, welcome, Arly P. And I was like, this don't make sense anymore. Because I wanted to name when I enter the chat, people must know. Like when you enter the chat, people must know as Choka. Sinds hy. Choka. Ek gaan ook op versvang, jy moet net Choka. And then that comedy chick was born. I typed it in TikTok. That comedy chick, it was available. I'm like, take it.
So you searched before you created the name?
No, I got the name in my head, but then it was a matter of, is the name available? Because I didn't want to be that comedy chick too. That comedy chick at 5'9". Still no. And when it was available, I'm like, you see, it's just too long. It's too long. Don't make sense.
Too long. But I think for those that do not know you, Arly, just give a brief intro as to how it was growing up on the hill.
Oh, okay. Waar begint ons nou mense?
Van die begin.
So, I was actually born and raised in Retreat, in die Rivas, part of a twin. Life was very tough. So they now say life was lifing. Life was lifing back then already. So like the usual typical colored story, dad on drugs, mom in a midlife crisis, drinking drugs. But the one thing that we kept constant was that my twin brother and I were extremely intelligent. I'll monitor it now myself. So we were always number 1 and number 2 in school and stuff. So we moved around a lot. After my parents got divorced, typical story, ek hoef nie eens details te gee nie, hulle by die huis, hulle weet waarvan ek praat. Drugs, divorce, rock and roll, sex, allei business. The typical colored household. It's nothing new these days. And we moved around a lot. And I feel like that's where my character was established because everywhere I lived, there was always an auntie in the road that took me under the wing. So Auntie Khadija used to teach me how to fold samosas. And Auntie Moira taught me how to make cakes and stuff like that. So my character was developed in different households. Then there was a point in time where my mom just went over the rockets. So like everybody knows my mom on TikTok, Auntie Audrey. My ma say hello. En baie dankie vir die eentjies. Hey, die mense stop my nie pad om vir eentjies te gee met hulle ry. Like they literally stopped me in the road and like, "Gee vir jou ma." Pakkie sassas like for real. But anyway, ek is lief vir my ma en dankie vir julle. Yes, that's my mom's brand. We very humble people. Very. So there was a time where my mom just went like in a midlife crisis, and I actually ended up in the foster system. Like a lot of people don't know that my twin brother and I was split. So I don't know how the justice system or the court system worked. That when you go to court, my dad literally got custody of my brother, and my mom got custody of me. So it was a matter of me moving around and being actually in the foster system where I lived with pastors, random strangers, families. I lived on couches, like grew up through all that. So it was a very difficult life, right? So at the age of 16, I was an adult. My twin and I went through the exact same thing. Because I chose to see the humor in things, he chose a different part. So it's very difficult for a guy living in the hood than to a female. The choices for a female is, I can go play netball, I can go do modeling, whatever. A guy, soccer or gangsterism. He chose the part of gangsterism. And it was very difficult because we lived in a household where we had to fend for ourselves. And because he chose gangsterism, he actually was unalived through gangsterism. So in a nutshell, ek kan nie vir julle alles in detail gee nie, anders dan gaan die hele podcast nou net oor my stories. Gaan ek huil, julle huil, ons almal gaan sang. But because I I literally have makeup on and it is expensive. En ek gaan dit af nie, ek gaan net dab. Nie dab. So because I went through that pain, I had to literally do restock of my life. Now, I was never a bad person, but I never had vision for my future. I never felt like making active decisions in my life. Ek het ook maar net gehoor, dinge so hulle by die call center soek mense, gooi jou CV in. Like, so I was just drifting until I lost my twin brother.
But then what made you decide to do public management?
Okay, so I wanted to go straight.
Is no one going to be like, wait, why do you know that?
No, I knew that I was talking my business this week. I was like, what must I delete here? Whatever, but I just left it and I was like, surprised you know that. Because I lost him, I felt like whenever I moved in my hood, right? Lavendale, for those that don't know, and I saw a cross, that immediately symbolized to me that someone passed away there. Okay. So because I went through that, I asked myself, did someone go to that family? Did someone ask, are you guys okay? Did someone offer sugar, coffee, emotional support? So now I'm going to now go study public management because that's going to take me into public administration, straight into politics. Because now I was going to be a politician and change the world. Because enough is enough. But then I realized that people start hating politicians.
Yeah.
Like, you can be how amazing, but we all have a 10% of corruptibility in us. Like, even me.
Is that the percentage?
Yeah. You only need a 10% to be corruptible. Like, you only need, if someone come to you with an envelope, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? That's like 10% in you, but like, weet je, ek need nog as nie wat like, so I was like, I was just gonna change the world in the constitution. But then that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I actually ended up working for Pilisa Abafazi, Lucinda Evans, doing a great job, women's advocate, children's rights advocate, and I actually got to do court support, guys, where I would go sit with, can I say the R word?
Just R word.
SA victims, R word victims. I don't even know them. And I would have to sit next to them in court just to make them feel that they are safe when the perpetrator comes in and try to oorrompel hulle. Can you say oorrompel?
But you moved us too quickly there.
Yeah, okay.
So I think let's first start with why did you like doing chess in primary school? Okay.
even have it here, guys.
Oh, yo. The Queen's Gambit.
So I went to Sullivan Primary. Sullivan is in Steenberg. And there was a teacher, Mrs. Bachis.
Shout out to Mrs. Bachis.
So Mrs. Bachis, rest in peace. Mrs.
It's because
Bachis.
she Teachers Month now when we're recording this. So I think it's great.
Is a Teacher's
Okay.
Month, Mrs. Bachis. Rest in peace, though. She did dramagerettes and chess. So I was in both. The only reason why I really gravitated towards chess is because my brother was a chess boffin. So my brother was maths, accounting,
Okay.
analytical thinking numbers, and I was the flowers and the birds and the sun. And it's obvious, right? And because we spent so much time together, he would teach me how to play. And there was a time when I almost won him, but I didn't. So it became our thing. We played chess together, but I never, ever got to beat him.
But he didn't join you in the
ever.
drummies though.
It was unfortunately all female squad. Unfortunately, it was all female
I was like, that
squad.
question leaves nuts for wanting. I actually, so I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, who must play Arlene in her movie one day? 'Cause,
I don't even know that. I can't even tell you that.
like, because
I
like,
am actually busy writing.
please.
I am writing it because I feel like I have a moerse story to tell.
No, like, we are, what, 10 minutes in and it's
Yeah.
En ek moet soek aan
Because
like,
when you spoke now about your brother sort of doing chess, I thought of the movie Four Corners, and how that boy was also exposed to gangsterism, and I'm like, wait, is that your brother's story?
and Four Corners, so like literally, I'm not the type of person to brag, guys, but I like just literally completed drama classes, drama school this year. And the actor,
Congratulations,
thank you, the actor in Four Corners, DJ Mountain. He was my drama facilitator. So it like all came, and it was so crazy looking at his face, right? Full circle in a square in the four corners. I got pizza, square in a circle, pizza in a triangle slice. DJ Mountain looked so much like my brother. I even had to share with his wife. It sometimes became difficult for me to partake in class. Because when I saw his face, I saw my brother.
Wow.
I actually took my mom to watch Four Corners because that was a month after my brother passed away. Four Corners came out. And I went to go take my mom to go watch it, and my mom walked out of the cinema.
But
so
she also
much.
had
couldn't.
You also had a second full circle moment where you played a character in a movie where you had to give the message that someone lost his.
First of all, that was one of the jobs I applied for once in my life when I was drafting for a prison warden. But I got too much tattoos and that like disqualified me. So getting to play that character, I was like, wow. And then delivering that line was emotional.
Yeah.
Going up to that character and say, yo, bro, as freak. I was like, imagine someone had to come tell me like that. But I was like, maybe I got therapy in that moment. And that's what characters is all about. Me, kyk eens, ek kan nie wag tot ek 'n sad scene kan act weer nie. En tap ek so in haar emotions. I just take me back to when I was standing there by the grave and I'm chunking. I directed self so impressed. You see, pain and humor.
But I think when I found out that you did the drum majorettes, it actually made the broom TikTok a lot more understandable.
I just want to say that you're very diligent in the research here.
Actually, because I just saw that and I was like, yo, this feels like
moved too quickly.
So at the high school, we had drums at our high school in Belleville, right? And so obviously it was an all-girl sport. But me and the brass just play hockey. We throw the hockey stick.
Because you can see, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
So what's besides the
Crazy.
broom? What's the two other skills you think you learned from drummies that you use today?
Timing. And which I use a lot in my comedic timing. I have to wait for that moment, otherwise the joke is not gonna lie. Yeah, the joke is not gonna land. But it's crazy that you mentioned that because the video I made of me doing the drummy thingy, someone actually gated my lounge, right? Someone said, yeah, your background. So for those that don't know, like, I'm okay, so we were living in a house that wasn't schemed yet. But my mom owns the house. Ek wil maar net sê. Sy own die huis. So no, die mense wil kwaai as maar hulle rent. No offense if you're renting, but don't keep you quiet and guide other men on TikTok when they own tankie. So someone guided me, and the clapback video I made, that's the first video that ever went viral.
Okay.
That is what I got I was mal in 1 week. It was 5K followers, 10K followers, 15K followers in 1 week. And I was like, yo. So all I have to do on TikTok is be myself.
Here we go.
En praat terug van die mense. And then that just went off. I was like, wow, okay, I'm here to stay now. Because I came to TikTok very late, 2021. That's when I joined.
Yeah.
Very, very late.
Yeah,
okay.
we joined late as well. I think
we...
Yeah.
Nee, ek is wel op TikTok.
Choco, you alright?
Choco stukkie.
No, just I don't know what I have to laugh for. Everything is just so
It's coming soon.
Trying
fast.
It's like a Uzi. Sorry, continue. I'm fine. I'm
just excited to see what's the next question. Waar het hulle nou weer gegrawe? Ons kyk.
But I think but I think one thing that came up is you actually, like a lot of people in the social media space, they promote other brands and they do campaign type of things. You actually campaigned for yourself twice. Once to get electricity in the box, and I didn't even know that feeling of having so many units. 500
units, guys. I got 500 units. Nie 500 rand.
And to actually get Silvy, which you used to get here today.
I am so blessed and honored to TikTok.
What is it that we're missing from the power of social media that you are able to leverage and make sure that you because I think one of the things that was so emotive in that story is people were with you. Like they felt like they were, we in this together. We're gonna get units. We're gonna get this car so that you can get to your place. And in an indirect way, they felt like now they part of your journey. Whereas a lot of times when we see things on social media, it's almost, that person is established. Now they're doing something with this brand where you promoting yourself. So there's something about that we might be missing just as how we consume.
Look, since the age of 16, right, that my very first job was with my mom. My mom was a professional fundraiser for Red Cross Hospital. Professionally. Asking businesses for money for Dynamaps, and Dynamaps is a hat machine and like that stuff. So my job, when I came back out of the foster, I came back to my mom because she finally got a place of her own in Hillview at the back of Lavendale, which she owns. So I finally came back home and we actually worked on our relationship and whatever. So she gave me a job. That time, I don't want to give my age away, but that time it was still the fax machine. So my job was after school, I would have to send the faxes, right? So from a very young age, I learned how to ask money, but for other people. Okay, I'm very good at asking, look here, we're going to have 50 kids. Don't you want to dang us with the boerewors for Saturday and 10 balls? It's always been in me. So I can't even fake it because it's a part of my life. So my very first few years of my life, I spent asking money for other people, doing fundraisers, community work. So it's like second nature. So when I needed help first with the electricity, it was in lockdown, no gigs, no work. I was desperate. I was like, you know what? I need to make a plan. And then I went online and I asked, and I never expected it to blow up the way it did when people started sending me 10 rand krag, 30 rand krag, 5. Even after that, someone accidentally still bought me krag because my unit thingy, meter number was still in their bank app. So I had to send it a month afterwards. Here's more krag. So that's how that happened.
Hulle gee krag weg.
Hulle gee literally krag weg en ek vat dit. Karre wat boks en brade wat shock. With the car, with Silvy, it's a complete different story. So when I learned how to just be myself on TikTok, showing my journey, I was like, you know what? I don't have the time to create content. Because I go to castings, gigs, sometimes I have a day job, whatever. So I was like, the easiest thing for me is to now take whatever I must do for the day and use that as content.
Okay.
So people will watch me get in the bus at 9:30 on Cape Town Station. First of all, I have to beg the host to be in the first half of the show, which they didn't like because I come with a lot of energy on stage and they want to keep me for the second half after the interval. Now, but then I had to beg them, can I be in the first half? Because I first have to catch the 9:30 bus. So in the bus, I would be like, hi, my TikTok cousins. I'm in bus CA592. If anything happens to me as a female, please. So one day I was live and my TikTok cousins suggested, they asked me, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, hulle ken mos nou al by nou al van my, ek is mos nou nie 'n materialistic person nie. Someone in the live said, why don't we see what we can do? Man 20 rand, we can maybe buy a car. So it wasn't even my idea.
Wow.
It was external.
But
They
now,
gave it.
But now you share a birthday with your niece.
Even me. Not even me.
Like, even me, guys. Black on birthdays.
So
It's scary. Like, it's actually scary. Like,
No,
now I'm
okay.
just like,
I like it.
where's the camera? Like,
No,
where-
it shows the professionalism of the Gen Z podcast. No, I've been to a few podcasts and I have to say diligent.
So what does your niece get that you didn't get as a
First of all, I love my niece. Shout out. When she was born, my brother and I, we were 20. First of all, we were so duck mad at our sister because we already shared this birthday and now we have to share it with our niece, my mom's first granddaughter. Now it's not about us anymore. And then ons was kwaad geweest. And then when I lost my brother, I realized that God knew that I wasn't going to be able to have a birthday on my own. I don't know what it's like to have a birthday on my own. And then I realized, look how crazy God worked it out that He knew, He predestined to know that kykie, die girl need a party for her birthday. So give her niece. Now I give my niece everything that I couldn't have. Like, I remember a birthday where it was, my mom was so broke. She had one flat sheet cake, right? And the one half of the cake was a soccer field and the other half of the cake was the Barbie. Like a pink Barbie, but it's Ian Cook. And I feel like now I get to give my niece everything that I couldn't have. And I just pour it into her. Because ek is a birthday guy. Nee, mense, ek celebrate jou birthday. Almost a birthday. It's awesome birthday. Like, my friends know. It's awesome birthday. So I do that to her. I make it special for her.
The chukka taking it in,
there's so many things that you were speaking about because you're speaking about coming back to sort of Silvy now, right? So you gave your car that name, right? Why? Like what is Silvy? What's the significance there?
Okay. So what people don't know is I used to be a youth leader in our church, right? In my church. So youth leader, Sunday school
Sister
teacher.
Arlene.
I used to be in the worship team. I did the sound for the church. I did the posters for the church. At one point, I was even ministering in church because that's where my career started. So literally, the church was my stage, right? So at one point, I was a junior youth leader and a youth leader. The youth worked so hard, we needed to go to our mother church in Worcester.
Okay.
The church, the youth worked hard, Boerewors sale, all that. But they still had a shortfall. And I started saving for a car back then already.
Okay.
And then I felt it in my heart to like give that money to the youth.
Sure.
So that we can go to our mother church. They worked very hard and they were invested. And a lot of my friends said, sy mal, sy gaat nooit hy geld terugkry nie. I'm at peace. I was like, you know what? God told me to do that. Wie is jy om vir my te sê? If the Almighty placed it in my heart, I'm going to do it. I gave the money. Right? Never got the money back, but it's okay. God blessed me. Clearly, can you say I'm blessed. So that was the first time. Then I started saving again. And then my twin brother got unalive. And guess who had to cover the funeral costs and stuff? I gave that money again. Then I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to do this. So the third time I started saving and then TikTok happened and my TikTok cousins came on board and they actually bought me this car. I was like, you know what? I like searched for a car for 2 months. People asked me on TikTok, waar is die car? Because they gave money. And I can understand that because you can't just trust people. But I had to search for the perfect car. Something cheap, reliable. And then one of my TikTok cousins said, my neighbor gaan 'n kar verkoop, kom nou. Got in the car and I said, this is my car. And she said, you're the first and only viewer. Here's the key. Saw the car, silver Corsa. And then it was a week went past and I knew that this car needs a name. And I was like, Silvy. Because Silvy is the silver lining in my whole story of my soul. So people think it's Silvy because of silver, but it's the silver lining of me giving money twice that was supposed to be for my car. That's actually part of my comedy and that's why I am currently part of the top 10 influential artists representing Cape Town for 2023 because I feel like, yes, I'm a comedian first and foremost. I'm funny personally and on the stage. I would like to think that. But I would love to rather just leave a message. I don't allow the crowd to just ha 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 ha. I take them on a journey. But like the feeling when someone comes to me after a gig and tell me, you know what, I went through that exact same thing and never thought of it like that. That's when I feel like I won. That's a W to me.
So I think let's tap into your career because I mean we can dive down here for avenues and avenues. But let's look at the actual like diving into comedy a little. Like you said, you made for those that don't, you just before lockdown happened, a month before you decided to quit your job, you're going to commit to comedy, right? But then obviously everything went remote.
And then I went to go beg my job back. And I got it back. She put me in the kitchen. I cooked for the community.
Okay, wow. So then you had to do what previously was a interactive crowd way of doing comedy to a remote way of doing comedy. It also led to you hosting a show in Atlanta at 3 o'clock in the morning from Lavender Hill.
Atlanta, Georgia!
You know, it's funny, like, he told me that and I was like, Atlantis?
No, not this.
Because I got it wrong, man. And I'm like, no, the man is me saying Atlanta. Hey, yo, Tyler pitied him. Hey, yo.
Atlanta.
So let's talk about the switch to comedy remotely. Because not everyone was able to do it.
I still don't like it.
Okay.
I still don't like it. I like when people kite me from the audience. Your mond is fit. It's like my favorite because we grow up in a household, colored households. Waar ik het gekom to try to my koppa en choka. And to it was a bond because that's how it works. But I feel like because I've been on social media before the hype, before everything, I've been on Facebook since 2010.
Okay.
So I've always had the social media skill in me, the social presence, but not the latest apps. I had to come on board afterwards. So what happened was I was going to do the Jive Funny Festival.
Okay.
Because at the end of the competition, didn't win, but then they phoned me back and said, hey, we want you as an invited guest. Then because that, so I was the only female stand-up comic on the Jive Funny Festival last year.
Okay.
But this was supposed to happen in 2020. So because of lockdown, they gave me a campaign where Jive actually allowed me to do 30-second videos. I could Google a joke. It didn't even have to be original.
Okay.
So because I got that campaign, comedy platforms all around the world started seeing me. And then they reached out to me. And they were like, yo, we like your vibe. Would you be interested in hosting a comedy show on your couch from Lavendale? I was like, wait, what? And I was like, and this compensation. I'm like, yeah, say less. So I got to introduce comics from California, LA, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mitchell's Plain. Like, it was mind-blowing. But I just say thank you for lockdown. Lockdown actually did the most for me, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a question, but I threw it away. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I had a question.
Pause.
Toilet break.
It's really like, yo, I'm so sorry, JP. Keep going.
Okay.
JP is my... It's the JP show.
When I get it, I'm gonna...
I think the follow-up question to that is then based on material. So because you were on a lot of your materials in like Cape Town, South Africa, your experiences, and you say a lot of, as long as you speak about yourself, your joke can always be original, right? And now when you have a wider audience, just based on your popularity and shows you've been on in this year and the last year, how has your material changed in order to help?
This is such a difficult question because I had to sit down with myself and ask myself, am I going the generic route? Or am I staying true to myself? And I chose to stay true to myself. So when I come to a comedy room that has people from Switzerland, Germany, and Bontas in one room, then I will still take my colored material, but I turn it into educational.
Okay.
So now I will educate the German. This is what we do in the hood. Look here, I can spend 10 rand on my breakfast. Now for real, when I can go to the tax shop and 2 rand packets of 1 rand sugar. And they're like, really? You can buy a loose nappy or
a kimby.
A kimby. So I would say the word kimby, and then I will say for those that don't know, nappy, or so I will take it into educational wise because I've decided that I'm going to stay authentic. Because the dream is to go international, but the world has evolved so much that I can go to Amsterdam now and have a whole sold out show of South Africans that miss South Africa. So it's not like I have to now go and be like, rah, 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 rah. They actually want to hear my accent because they miss it so bad. So I realized that I'm going to stay true to myself.
And I think that's, for me, that's so important. Like, you don't need to lose yourself. All you need to do is paint the picture. Because the only context that's missing for that person is how is that being used in the way you live. So instead of saying it directly a kimby, let's just paint what is a kimby used for before we land on the timing for
timing. So it becomes educational. Like I've learned this when I used to perform a lot in the Kasi. Langa, Nyanga, Googs, everywhere. And I would be the only colored on a vernacular show where they can come with Kosa, Venda, Sipid, and all I have is English. And then I realized, you know what? Afrikaans is my vernac. And then that's actually my skill. That's actually my tool. And I started going in Afrikaans. And I realized that they understand me. And I'm like, yo, we make it a problem in our own heads until you go into the community and realize that we are so much the same. It's just, we are the wood and they are the Kasi. But we love the same. I'm actually jealous of the Kasi because there you can buy chicken feet on the road. A 30 rand chop, sy lag. 50 rand, you can get a chop. And skoropos. Like, yo, I'm jealous. I'm going to come to Langa soon. So we are so much the same. We make it
we make it a big thing.
No, wait today. Let's go back there. Wait. What are you saying? Are you saying like you know, like in the call center where you can buy your own man's
groceries, yeah.
Explain. So is this like anywhere you are just
anywhere in the street? It's even happening by me now in Capricorn. I drive to Capricorn because there's vendors on the street buying.
Okay.
And you come and you say you want that chop, that piece of sausage, and 10 rand mixed chicken feet. It's a whole plate. You go home, you put baked beans or 2 potatoes worth. You have a whole plate, my bro.
Girl,
like I can't go back to normal takeaways. Since my vernacular comic friends has introduced me to their culture and their foods. Like, beautiful. I can't go back to the... I'm not going to say the big brands because het wordt gesponsord hier. Nee, say, as I know, gewisse but I can't go back. I can go to Capricorn and buy myself a fit cook with a boiled egg and a 12 rand. Ik zal nooit stoven. So
it's lekker.
It's freak lekker.
Oh my days. Now you can I'm just thinking, this is because in on TikTok you have like the Keith Lees, the How Kev Eats, these people that review like the food and stuff like that. We can actually have like a local, just like, yo, you smaak a fit cook with a bak.
I don't want to brag, no.
Say more.
But in 2020, in lockdown, I became a 2 times national TV cooking show champion. So I can do food reviews if you guys want me to, but I feel like I'm very honest.
Yeah.
I'm very, very honest. And I feel like 90% of people is
the
not...
potjie or the... or the second one?
Yo, I will say Pochi. Because I had full control. I was the team captain. I entered the team. I came up with the menu. I had control of the ingredients. We split the tasks. You do that. You do the dessert.
The other one, you just went after. You didn't know what the other person was doing.
First of all, you don't know what's the ingredients. First of all, we got there. We had to draw the protein. So you had to draw whether you get fish or...
Master Chef.
And it was a relay, right? And literally backstage, we had soundproof stuff on. I did not know what's going on. And 30 minutes was really 30 minutes on this Aflos Kombuis. Not fake make-believe cut and we go back and it was 30 minutes. Then, before I came to cook, there was a sabotage. So, the two team members got to swap stations and they could sabotage the two meals.
Was this like part of the show?
It was part of the show. They just threw it in. So, what they did is we made a salsa. Very nice. Thus, mensen threw in spices and butter and everything, and it was unusable. And one of the rules is you must use all your ingredients. My brains changed that, so I had to take that, scrape the butter, mix it first through, scrape that, put it on toast, and fry the toast in the pan so that counts as being used. So I had to come in and I had to plate.
Yes, that chess
mind.
The smartest in the community is coming through.
And I had to take a break. Because there's one rule in the show, like I had to ask for one of my contestants to come back and explain to me what's going on here, but she couldn't use her voice. So she was like, and because of, I chose that you get like 3 lifelines, I chose that lifeline, so I had to stand still for 2 minutes. And in that 2 minutes when I was standing there, I'm like, as die 2 minute nou is, dan gaan ek die daar in gooi, die daar in.
Was it televised?
Yes, it's literally on TV. It's Aflos Kombuis. And literally won both shows. But my friends say I'm not quiet. I must first win a Cape Malay colored auntie before I can say I'm cooking thing. So if anyone wanna come challenge me, Auntie Tima of Auntie Tangas, you need to make the trifecta. Yeah, I'm not quiet apparently. But I can do food reviews, but I just feel I'm gonna be very, very honest.
So I will say, like, as a confession, I did say that so that whoever's watching the show can like,
send food.
Send the food,
guys.
That they get
Don't
the
say
idea.
no to a blessing.
That they get the idea and they run with it, man. That's
the thing?
But remember when Arlene mentioned other things on a platform, they sent her some adult equipment.
I forgot about that. In lockdown, there was a shortage. I was one of the people that discovered that.
So don't say no to a blessing.
No, you don't say no to a blessing. I'm telling you now, don't say no to a blessing. Because I realized that this was a thing when I went to go look for it in the shop and I couldn't find it.
Mommy and Daddy.
The views in this segment of the show is completely on that comedy shit. And I distance myself from Copa and Soccer at the moment.
A blessing. Wat gaan aan? Continue.
No, but you didn't. You wouldn't have probably know this. But when I went out to go look, because now, hey, COVID, social distancing, I can't even kiss you. We can't touch each other now. We even gonna make a conjugal visit here. And then I realized everything is out of stock. Cape Town went haywire. They bought all the toys. And I was like, yo, guys, where's the toys? Even a small vibrator can work. Where's this? And then one of my TikToks sent me a dildo.
That's so funny. Like, yo.
I did use it.
Because I'm thinking, we couldn't make alcohol.
This is the batteries. I think that I used those batteries in there. Also brought my own fan, guys, because anyway, yeah.
She's too funny. I don't need to make my joke. Your joke is funny. So,
but it wasn't a joke. It was serious.
Now I know.
He's feeling uncomfortable. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Calm down. That's how you are here on this planet today. Because your mom and your dad had to conjugal visit each other. That's how it works. And if you don't know, now you know.
I'm getting the birds and the bees conversation live on the
Sorry,
podcast.
but I had to be that person now.
So we ask our audience questions on social media, on IG, just to get sort of engagement. So we have two questions that they ask. So you just like react, interact, like
how you feel.
Yeah, and then we'll just participate. So the first question was, what is your favorite live stand-up comedy experience? Right? So a few people actually answered here. So we have O'Neil_ZA, because I love saying underscore. And Love with the Lights. They all said they grand Auntie Merle. Auntie Merle, that's Mark Lottery. Yeah. Then,
You know him as Mark, I know him as Bestie. Mark.
I see it's a first name. It's a nickname. And then someone typed here, Beer House hosts amazing shows. Does anybody like say
I've
more?
performed there a lot. So in what aspect of comedy? You know, my tickets behind the scenes, in force, sideways.
So that's actually peel back the curtain for us there. So what are some of the, sorry, let's go back to the, no, that's not way. Sorry, that's this way. See, I'm like,
okay, while wait, I'll tell you guys what happens backstage.
There we go.
We tripping balls, guys. I never realized that most of us comics, we have social anxiety.
Yeah.
Even me, if the crowd gets too much, I'm like, until my bestie Mark Lottery. No, I can't say my bestie because I was actually one of only 4 comics that Mark Lottery chose himself to do a masterclass with in the whole of South Africa. So my bestie Mark. So I saw Mark Lottery backstage pacing up and down. 8 into 4 into 8 into. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, so this is normal. And then he told me, as soon as you lose that side, then you don't give a shit about your career anymore. Okay. You don't give a shit about your craft anymore. You are too complacent because like, ek ga gou net op stage, ek gaan net die mense laat lag. We are all tripping. Ek gaan julle nou sê, ek worry nie wat aan die comics is out there. 98% of us smoke weed.
Okay.
That is like a ritual before any show. We find each other outside. We're going to calm ourselves. So backstage, you will never say we are that confident men so that you see there on that stage. Another thing, another thing. This is a UK podcast here. That ting, you know. Another thing, no one really realized that when we stand in that spotlight, we can't see the crowd. We can't even see the audience. We're almost like rhinos, you know, that rhinos can only see
better?
10 meters away. I don't know if it's better or not, but facial expressions would really help if I could see your face. Are you engaging with me? Do I have your attention? Now I can't even, why you think we only pick on the 2 first rows? Because that's the only 2 rows we can see.
Okay.
People don't know that. So we are just literally seeing like figures. So, and I love brand so it's a whole different vibe from a different perspective.
So for you, what is the nice one that you've been to?
My best ever one.
Yeah, stand up. Just from your experience.
Like as an
audience member.
Okay.
As an audience member. As an audience member, I would say any 420 show.
Ooh.
First of all, even if you don't partake in 420 activities, you are still sitting here in the crowd with the second-hand 420 activities, bouncing in the air. So it doesn't really matter what the comics say, it's gonna be funny.
Okay.
It's gonna be funny. One of my favorite shows was when I was doing a one-man show. I always do an anniversary show on the 29th of November. Is my 5-year mark as a professional, but this year I'm not doing anything. Okay. But it's too early to say anything. But watch the timeline. I had one of my friends there, and he was so drunk that he started roasting me. Because he now thought this is his comedy show. And I can't be angry or mean, so I started roasting him back. And then he roasted the audience. And now I was vereerd myself until I realized, whoa, wait. The audience is laughing at him, and then they're laughing at me, kiting him, and then they're laughing at that other audience member, laughing at him. So it's actually making the show quiet. So I love improv shows.
Okay.
If that's the answer. Improv way. You come, you plan something, it doesn't work. The audience takes the show in a new direction, and it's better.
But not everybody's like that, right?
No.
If it doesn't go according to plan, then the heart starts racing and you.
But then you're not a comic. You're not a comic. You're not a comic. You must as flung dunk on your feet. Like you can go to a comedy show, okay, today. So we have the first rule of comedy is everybody have a tight five. That's what you call it. A tight five. You start with a tight five. En iemand gaan jou fles daarachter. Of the music is gonna play you off the stage, right?
Oscar vibes.
True story, my bro. Like, so you do that tight five over and over and over and over, because the aim is you get a new tight five. Now that tight five plus that tight five makes a tight 10. And another tight five makes a 15. Another tight five. Before you know it, you have a one-man show.
Okay.
But everybody have that solid tight five. If you tell me now, can you do a show? I have a tight five. The aim is when you stop in that tight five at any moment to deviate and talk to the crowd because something happened, you must be able to come back to where you stopped. You see, so that's your skeleton. So in your mind, you're thinking, kijk, ek smaak even die audience vandaag. Ek gaan hulle net my tight five gee. And then it happens where the audience takes over and you have to go with it.
So we asked the second question as well.
So no, damn it. We're not going to do the second question.
No, we're gonna. Just because of that, we're gonna.
Okay. Because the second question is not like, it's like, like the responses weren't great. Like, no offense to the audience at this,
When people say no offense, they usually mean offense.
Wow.
Okay, but okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was like, don't.
No, I was ganging up on him. I didn't know.
That's fine. It's choka time.
Go Choka!
I have a theme sound also.
Give me a C. That's how can I change it? You put your name in there. JP, you were scammed. He said the Gen C, the Gen Choka. You see, he put it in there. He had plans all along.
It's not the Chinkopa. It's not the Chinkopa.
A kop is in the cake. It's a kicking cup. As curly cup het maak. So the question that was asked is, what's your go-to social media page for funny clips or just for laughs?
TikTok.
Okay. Right, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like most people said they go to Instagram, they go to SNG, they go to dad jokes.
SNG? What is SNG?
It's a UK podcast.
It's a UK. It's shits and
giggles.
Oh,
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. I feel like they
Full Hard and James.
They crack the code. All they do is ask questions and people put this stuff there and they read it and randomly say, fam! Fam! And that's where I saw the ting. I was actually referring to shits and gigs when I said ting earlier.
Okay, now I'm glad I asked it.
No offense to the Gen C podcast, but that's my favorite.
No.
That's actually my favorite podcast. Because the stories and all they say is, fam! Nah, they crack the code.
So I also normally just engage with like their short form content on Instagram, but I watch like a full episode and it's so worth it. They, like you said, their actual full length stories is absolutely crazy. And I also like that. So it was nice to see that we're very similar in that.
And the colors also. They can sing. I see it.
You see the thing.
I see
the thing.
But I didn't know this, man. I saw afterwards. We very similar said we engage with our producers as well. Our producers sometimes
laugh. Alle producers mense, hulle het mense wat hulle lenses afvee. Hulle het cameras. Voel baie under pressure.
Okay, so but we do want to go to the game in the bowl.
I love when she says pull by under pressure. You must start feeling big.
I'm empathetic. I'm an empath.
Clearly.
So what's the game in the bowl today?
Yeah. So we have two games.
Okay.
Right. So the first game is a variation of F, marry, kill or kiss, marry, kill. Right. It's called Hou Vas Game Improv. My broer, las.
Manito.
Okay. So we're basically gonna. So there's three.
Say it again, the three.
It's Hou Vas.
Hou Vas.
Na klas.
Okay.
Nee, broer, las.
Oh, minute.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember that.
I just want to see
It's
how
fine.
many
We'll
is
just.
in your-
It's
sorry, in the
essentially all
morning.
you're doing is ranking the 3.
Hold
and,
it.
Yeah.
Salute, Manita.
There
I
we
got
go.
it. I got it.
Okay. Okay, so the first one is beaches in Cape Town. Right? So like, because I mean, there's no brands there. Nobody owns the beaches. Slechts Blancas, no more.
Ons vat oor. Praat van beaches, ons vat oor. Did you see what happened at Clifton on Monday? Ons vat oor. Clifton, oh ja, ons is skapen bij de huis. Ons tijpaten.
Yeah, like that. What was it? What's the word I'm looking for? Consecrate. What's the word? And to bless that place.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
okay,
so
so
beaches
so
in
so
Cape
okay,
Town.
so there's we definitely
Okay.
gonna choose Clifton.
Okay.
Strand Gordons Bay. So we're first
Yeah.
gonna list a few beaches that we like to go to.
Surfer
rank-
schooner,
then
that's my favorite.
What
Surfer
was?
schooner.
Surfer schooner.
Surfer schooner. Okay.
Yuzenberg.
Surfer schooner.
Yeah.
So, okay, Meisenberg, okay,
Yeah,
decent, okay.
I don't even know if the
Bloberg's too windy, man.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
too windy.
As de vee,
But I
petrol
think-
is duur voor mij. Petrol-wise, nah, less.
So, but I will say, just to throw it in there, they have that, like at Eden at the Bay, they have the, like the surfing, the, not surfing, the, like the wind sailing and stuff. Wat mensen goed.
Ik weet waarvan je praat. Ik weet.
Or do you want to throw in a Manandi, Makasa? No offense.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
not.
so then take the 3.
That's more fishing.
Yeah, that's
Manandi
fishing.
and
Yeah,
that's fishing.
Actually, yes.
Ja,
actually,
ik
yes,
ken
okay.
beaches, too. Oh my gosh. Ik ken beaches.
So, okay, so just for disclaimer, right?
Mm.
Part of the game is to motivate why, you know, and that would have been a good motivator. But now you're just like, Choka, your big.
It's time to waste here.
Okay, so again, what was this? Clifton?
Surface corner and Strand.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's rank them.
I'm going to be biased. Ik ga het straight say Surfer
Surface
schooner.
corner eerste.
Straight Surfer
Klas.
schooner.
Klas.
We're going to go straight to Surfer schooner.
Okay.
So I have to motivate my
But,
antwoord.
so
Yeah.
just sorry, so that's the one that's close to the Marquee also and stuff, but that's on Sundays in my trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that is Sunrise Beach. Surfer
Oh.
schooner is a different section.
Okay.
Mm.
But
So
it's
you get
not like we
Sunrise
take the
Beach.
whole- we
Okay,
take
the whole
the-
strip there.
Yeah.
The whole strip.
Nice.
Strip, wait. Oh no, not that one. Not that one. That whole strip.
Welcome to the Gen Z Plus.
Look here.
Subscribe.
That whole strip. Hands down.
Quality.
Hands down. It's so underrated.
Okay.
First of all, as a tourist perspective that we don't realize in Cape Town, that Surfers Corner, that beach there, it's the only beach in the whole of South Africa that is divided by a train track. So the beach and the ocean gets divided by a train track. Ja, dat nog niet expect. If you literally spend the uitren from town to Fishhoek, you will see the ocean on the one side and the mountain Suma on the other side. So you can do that. You can jump out of the train, you can go hike in. Gaan vat 'n dip daar. Nie op vuil nie. Gaan na die water Suma daar. Also, there's a park off, but it's a cultural thing where if you don't know what to do, you were youngster, I do it a lot with Silvy. I go buy fish and chips because there's a whole food section. Daai ander ene lucky dinge sit daar nie. Hulle bring geen aan dis hulle stuur.
Here we go.
You can get your fish and chips.
Yeah.
Eat it on your bonnet. Park off. Leave your car there.
Yeah.
Walk to Fishhoek.
Yeah.
On the boardwalk. Walk back. Your car is still there. So I would say hands down. My beach.
That is the ultimate motivation though.
Yeah.
Nou, hulle hoef nie staan woord nie. Wah, sorry. Shoot.
What are we gonna offer us? Clifton is there.
Clifton. Probably.
I also think, I feel like Clifton is beautiful, but it's overrated.
Yeah.
I feel like I love the spots that's underrated, that don't get showed on the tourism goede, because a tourist is not likely to come to Surfers Corner, but hulle mis eindelijk uit.
Strand is a last because like the sand is blowing into the road, maybe what's going on? The sand is blowing. The sand
But
is
I mean,
blowing
it's
into
the beach, daar gaan sandwies, so it's... you have
Yeah,
to
but
know
like
what it
it's
it's
2023.
he's saying
Get
it's
like
excessive.
like a barrier
border.
achievement. You know what I mean?
It's just a pedaya.
It's just like a
A
barrier.
2 meter.
You must remember that we made that man-made. we push that back so that we can do infrastructure there.
She's just teaching me the yellow
No,
stuff.
literally. Like
Facts,
even
no facts.
waterfront. We push that back.
Facts.
Put boulders in there.
Yeah.
A South African actually has the patent for that boulder stuff there. I don't know what it's named. He came up with it so that the surf can break against it and not come over. So technically, we can't complain about the sand. Even when Biden Pole is closed sometimes, we complain we can't because we made that day. Or as die sand weggestoot. It's just nature coming back. And it's scary. It's very scary. Yeah.
I told you we are on her podcast
No.
today.
Welcome
We-
to the Gen Z podcast, my cousins.
Okay. We're gonna do one more.
Just one more.
What is your favorite synonym for you are crazy?
Oh, you just! There's another one.
Is that the one that you're going for?
I go.
I'm quite surprised that that's the one you're going for though.
Ja, ik het nog een, befokken je kop. But that's most now the other version. But I love saying "are you just?" And if I want to use euphemism in my synonym,
Yes.
I will say "are you Justice Ramaphosa?"
Hey!
To just make it sound like I'm not swearing.
because
Because I
actually-
don't feel like justice is a swear word. Like, yo. But people feel
That's-
sensitive. Yo. Kan toe wel drop, ja, wat sy kan manipulate me. Ek kan ook nie strei nie, ek maak mistakes op social media. En ek voel soms inferior. So moet ek dinge jou wat uit krop. Top. Motor. Op 'n by. Glij. Kry jou ry voor ek kan jy. Baklei. Soos jy. Kruip op die stage soos 'n krippel like 'n dus. Die wêreld is myne. Jou jokes sal swaar soos wat 'n marasyne. Ja, improv.
It's giving sway that one Hot 69. You are Arly P in the place to be.
That song was recorded in a quantum. In a quantum. In my lunch break. While I was working as a barista.
This is my favorite thing. Like I came here and I was like, cool.
Yeah, my niece sing that and I can't be mad that I swearing in the house. I was like, I say, befokken je kop. Like, and I can just be like, oh yeah, that's my song. And my sister, she gonna be mad because it's her sister's song. So like, it's a win-win. But I had to make that song because going through a lot of hardships in my career, I felt like, you know what, the only way I can clap back or come back, just like on TikTok, is being creative.
Yo.
And then I realized I can actually I can actually write a song, produce it, and make a music video for 500 Rand. So it's not what you have in your hand, it's what you make with what you have. Literally 500 Rand. It cost me 5. And I had to beg my friends to be in the music video because they like me, social anxiety and all that. And all I could afford was chicken feet.
Sheesh.
I bought them lunch chicken feet, chops, and sausage at the window, putting it back to.
Don't forget about the nappy.
The Kim did us.
That was my radio release. Twee Kimbies. Losse toilet roll. A lighter. Want sy need altijd a lighter. Like a lighter can get you out of situations, eh?
Do you know, like,
Yeah.
Also can get you into situations.
I can also get you like a buck or something. A lot of that's a pickup line. Do you have a lighter? They have a lighter. They ask you, do you have a lighter? And I will be damned if I don't have a lighter. Dat ik gewoon niet kijk. I have a lighter. I'm gonna get you one.
So I just wanted to say just on this, because we had a game, but that was the setup to do this.
Yeah.
Is like, so there's literally like a Grammy category for comedy music. I don't know if you know that. There's literally, you can win a Grammy award. Like I think Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, they've won Grammys for music. So
I didn't even know this.
So that's I'm like I love
Welcome
this
back to
so.
the-
Thank you
Thank
for having me on your show.
I was like, I love this so much because this is like, because I watched the music video also now. You learn like this is how culture.
Yes.
This is like and it's hilarious, but it's also quiet. And ay is my favorite.
I can do that part. Moet check die vet gaat. Honia Becky. It exploded.
So like there's this. I don't know if you know Andy Sandberg from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Obviously, I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
I know of him.
Yeah. So he has the Lonely Island, and they have 3 whole albums. Is this something that you might consider coming back to? Like, because I need it.
I do poetry. I do comedy poetry. Can I do one for you guys? I do poetry. Because I feel like after doing comedy now, I've realized that I've got so much more comedy. It's just become the leg for me to stand on. Because literally, I don't make any money off comedy. People don't know this. Comics are the least paid artists in Cape Town.
Okay.
They're always scuttling. People will say, come do comedy, man. I can only give you a 300 Rand petrol donation. It's up to you because you need stage time.
Yeah.
So I don't make money out of comedy as MC gigs and adverts that I make. I'm in an advert where you only see my hand. I told nobody it's my hand. But I'm coupling the crew in. So writing, I've realized that I can't go too deep on stage because I can't make the audience now feel emotionally sad. Just a touch. So I needed to go into different avenues. So because I love TikTok so much, I actually did a poem. So I'm going to do it for you guys here.
Wow.
Okay. TikTok, my biological clock. My clock is round and I'm still waiting to be found. I already eat for 2, so I might as well get chased by a cake brew. Hy, en sommer die hele zoo. Bybel in sy hand en nagmaal in die ander hand. Vang hy my onkant. Ask me out for a meal. Then 5 months later, I plan my own baby gender reveal. En nou sit ek in my kind onder die cake se dak. En hy is weg. Sak en al gepak. TikTok, my biological clock.
What just happened?
Like, it's deep, but there's still an element of funny in it.
No. It's good.
And I've got so much more I just write. True story. So now I write and I have little books, so my friends even know if it's a birthday occasion, they buy me books. Because I write and I write and I write and I keep it because one day it will come in handy. So I started doing poetry. And now I want to do my own screenplay. And I'm going to get there.
Is that one of the reasons you went to drama school?
That's one of the reasons to understand that. And now I'm 8 months into almost completing photography and videography. So that I can understand the job.
So you're also going to start blowing the lenses soon. It's not just us.
Yeah, I will direct. Directors actually sorry, director. Hey, try act down. Because I'm allowed to say that because I know how to act that scene. So I'm allowed to say try act. And I can say, hey, the lights is too harsh, too bright. Because I studied it. So I'm a type of person, I'll take my time. And I will rather invest time into knowing the craft before I venture. So it's been this is the year where I have upskilled myself. I've always loved acting. Like I said, in church, I'm the only female in my church that played Jesus Christ himself.
Sheesh.
My bro, for a cake, om a female. So I weet die gender goed te in. Ik wil nou niemand kwaad maken. So weet waarvan ons praat. I got to play Jesus Christ himself. Because I was a Sunday school teacher, the kids refused to hit me and they were the soldiers. And under my breath, I had to say, we acting. So I always had it in me. I just needed to have it unlocked, and it's a shame that I had to lose my brother. For me to ask, what are you doing with your life, Arlene? And now I'm there where I'm doing rapping. So my rap.
Lovely.
But it's like, you know what I've realized? That we are the originals. We are the original Tomjan Slumjan. We used to sit around the fire. I'm little uncle and auntie what no story can tell at the drop of the hat. And I felt like we are the originals. And because we have Americanized things so much, we moved away. But we finally woke. We finally realized that Afrikaans is actually Bas. Afrikaans is actually Bas. So don't feel undermined with what you have going on. Just tala. Tala. Look what it came for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I landed on a Comedy Central stage. Comedy Central is a flew me to Joburg to open for,
Yeah.
And I was like, they didn't have to. They could have chosen anyone. But they said, we flying you to Joburg to go open for Jason Goliath. And they had a show in Cape Town. They could have said, you know what?
Go there.
Dala gaan Kaap toe. No, they said, we want to give you the experience. And I was like,
Yeah.
all because I started putting pen to paper.
So we can't,
on that note.
So we have to play one more game.
Yeah,
Even though,
true.
But you're also going to participate in this one.
Yes, so this one is called Say Ma Now.
Say Ma Now. Okay.
A series of hypotheticals.
Okay.
You just say how you interpret it or how it makes you feel.
Okay.
Right? We also don't know what it says.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't write this.
So say Ma Now, you could be reincarnated. What would you want to come back as?
Yo.
This
A
is wild.
plant.
A plant. Specific one?
I would say a protea.
What?
I will come back as a protea because, first of all, plants gives us oxygen, so I'm contributing and whatever. And I will be on emblems because it's like our national flowers. I'll be kakkepalig. I'll be on t-shirts. I'll be all over. So I will technically still go for the fame and the fortune. But also, the protea needs to die. It needs to go through a fire in order for new proteas to do. Germinate. That's the process. And that's my life.
Yeah.
I put my life, I show my story on TikTok so that people can know that it's possible.
Yeah.
So I'll be a protea flower.
That wasn't for Marks, no, but that's for Marks.
Yeah.
Ik take my no one exam. Maak het op. En I motivate my own. It must just sound believable, man.
Yeah.
What did you come back as?
Hopefully like a famous athlete. Someone that can run fast.
But you still want to be a human. We are shitty people. Do you know that? We harm the ozone and all that. Kak. You still want to be a human. I'm just asking. You could say an engine, a car, a car.
Just think.
No, she's gonna
Okay, I'm gonna go.
So, yes.
Okay. You discovered they were going to stop selling a product, but you had the chance to stockpile said product. What is the product you would choose?
Nesquik?
If I had this question,
Yeah.
if I had this question in lockdown, I would have said dildos. But that was now already paused. I would have stockpiled, really. I would have piled that piles.
Can we
Not cigarettes.
Can we open that one to the audience? Can you
You discovered you were going to stop selling a product, but you had the chance to stockpile said product. What is the product you would choose?
So please, in the comments on social media, on TikTok, on IG, please tell us what would you, what did you stockpile?
But cigarettes is a great answer.
Cigarettes.
For my mom.
Yeah, for your mommy. That's what I was saying.
Not
because
me.
that first answer was just to get you through. But
I don't know what I would stockpile. I actually don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's actually wow. That dildos is hilarious.
I don't know.
Dildos is
and now
hilarious.
that question is gonna bother me because I need an answer. I'm one of those people. I'm gonna say food, my bro. I'm gonna go with our most obvious. Clearly, I'm not a qualified chef. But I have lots of experience in eating food, so.
Batteries. Why don't you stop selling batteries?
But Arlene's gonna need more batteries.
I always have batteries, Willie. I always have batteries. Always have batteries, guys. Always have batteries. Because I was looking for fans, and to be honest, it's gonna be so unreliable. They asked me, "Do you want the USB charging thing?" I said no, because I come on set, and then I asked the MUA, "Don't you have a fan?" Then they said it's not charged. Then I'm like, that's why Tesla will never work in South Africa. And I can say that because there's no chance of them sponsoring me. So
wow.
And you. What did you stockpile? Oka flavor.
Yeah, it's an out you, yeah.
It's not wrong.
Not right,
but actually, yeah, I think the one thing I would stockpile is probably rechargeable batteries.
Okay, that's taking my answer.
Oh,
that's taking.
And taking it what
like
different.
you just like nah, I'm not make it a B plus. No, it's taking my answer. You can have my batteries. You can.
Will you share it with me?
Obvi.
Okay, sure.
Obvi.
Yeah,
What's
it's fine.
Guys, I'm not involved in this. Whatever's going on here.
So what should I get the cables?
This is a dope question, guys. Please do answer because I also want to know.
Yeah, so I think let's, so we like to sort of end the podcast and give the guests opportunity to do two things. Right. So thing number one is sort of plug any projects, pages that we need to follow, any channels that we can find you on. Just sort of shamelessly, proudly plug yourself. Right. And the second question, it's a bit deep, is if you could give a message to your younger self, what would that be? Yeah. So first, plug.
I don't really have my own shows coming up at the moment. So I'm just hopping on everybody else's show. I'm still doing a lot because it's corporate season and it's casting season. But follow me on the socials. That Comedy Chick everywhere.
Yeah.
By everywhere, I mean Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's everywhere for me, guys. Because ik kan niet nog bij jou bij anders zien. That Comedy Chick or Arlene Peterson, straight up. If there's a message I could give myself, I would say, it's gonna be okay. Wherever the bullies, people saying you fat, you irritating, you talk too much, just holla. It's gonna be okay. Always remain as positive as 2 lines on a pregnancy test. Because you can't get any positive than that. Plain and simple.
So I think from my side,
outside you. I'm also grateful. Whoa.
Okay.
So
I think from our side, this was a really great experience. Like we had so much fun. Like you saw, we obviously had an idea of how we wanted it to go, but you just took it in a whole nother direction, and we absolutely loved it.
Sorry, guys.
So I think from my side, again, thank you for reaching out and thank you for being available here today. And I think if you guys really enjoyed this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, review the pod,
comment, subscribe
on the podcast platforms. And for myself and Rizaan, we out. Peace.
From me, I want to say thank you to Cooper and Choka and the behind the scenes team. Thank you so much.